When disaster strikes, what will Murderbot do? Let's talk about Murderbot episode 6. Hey everyone, it's David Stark from Watcher Pass. I'm here to talk about Murderbot episode 6 command feed, which comes to Apple TV Plus on June 13, 2025. Sixth episode in Murderbot. I did not like Murderbot at the start. It is getting very, very good. It is episode 6. Does that continue the trend? My hot take is I definitely think you should watch it. I enjoyed this episode. It was not as good as like the previous one, but I did think it was a very solid episode with a healthy dose of Sanctuary Moon. Really, really good effects and some twists along the way. I'm liking this series. It's growing on me. I'm excited to see where it goes. So, everything you should check it out. If you haven't seen Murderbot yet, hurry up, get on. It's short episodes. There's only 6 of them. You can catch up in like an evening. So all that being said, I'm going to tell you about the episode, a few things I like, a few things I didn't like, and then really quickly go into a recap. So as you can imagine, there'll be spoilers in the recap section. If you don't know what happens in this episode, and you might not, there are some surprises along the way. I would turn it off when we get to the recap. Before that, though, I'll keep it vague. I'll keep it spoiler free. Unless you want to get to those spoilers. So at the end of episode 5, we had Murderbot and Mensah going to check on the emergency beacon, trying to launch it to get the company to come send help. But when they got close to that beacon, it blew up and it seemed like the hopper went down. This episode starts right after we find out what happened to them and also what happened to the crew. So, things I liked about this episode. The first, hey, Sanctuary Moon. There is a healthy dose of Sanctuary Moon. Not as much as I would like. I want a full Sanctuary Moon episode, but we do get little smatterings here and there. A nice little, palate cleansing Sanctuary Moon throughout the episode. Second thing I love the effects. I mean, Murderbot has a great effects. This is no different. There is a particularly effects heavy scene that looks fantastic. It is pivotal to the story, and like everything, the effects have been very, very good. So I'm just enjoying that aspect of it. The last thing I loved, there are some twists. We get some twists here. I mean, there are always a few twists, but here we get a kind of like big twist that happens and something that lays the groundwork for maybe some future surprises. So that being said, things I didn't love as much, I'm gonna call it gone too soon. There's something in this episode that happens that causes something that I liked to go away. I'm not going to go into it right here. I'll go into the recap, but I was a little sad about that part. But overall, look, I'm enjoying Murderbot. I like the series. I'm excited to see where it goes next. So definitely check it out on Apple TV Plus. If you watch it, let me know what you think. Let me know what you liked and didn't like. I'd love to hear it. I'm going to really quickly go into a recap right now. So if you don't know what happens in this episode, I would turn it off now because there will be spoilers. So like I said, we get Sanctuary Moon. It starts with Sanctuary Moon. The captain is hitting on, I think, the navigation bot. They're trying to talk about feelings. He's trying to express his feelings for her. She is a robot, so they are a robot, so they can't really have feelings. And so the navigation bot tries to kind of interpret it. It is funny, and it kind of relates to what is happening to Murderbot right now. At one point, though, the captain tells the navigation bot to sit down to try to get like more comfortable. And I was like, ooh, that bot has to like listen to you, so be careful what you tell it to do. That was it. That was all the captain asked. And then they just sat there by the fire and talked a little bit more. Now, meanwhile, over in the real world or the Murderbot world, the hopper is down. It crashed. It is hurt, and so is Murderbot. Now, Murderbot could fix the hopper, but they deleted the repair manual to make space for season 19 of Sanctuary Moon. I think that was probably a good suggestion. We gotta keep going with Sanctuary Moon, but that means that Murderbot doesn't have a local repair manual for the hopper to be able to repair it. Murderbot's reasoning was, well, the hopper had a repair manual in it, so there was no need for it. Well, unfortunately, the hopper is now dead, so that repair manual is necessary. Murderbot is also injured, though. It pulls out a piece of like shrapnel, a piece of a 3D printer that got in the side, and it starts leaking lubricant. All of this starts to weigh on Mensah, and Mensah starts to have a panic attack. So Murderbot then plays some Sanctuary Moon to try to calm her. It was one about breathing. It kind of helped her to calm down, but they still have an issue now. Murderbot has been leaking lubricant from this wound for a while, and eventually they shut down from lack of lubricant. Now Mensah fixes it by hooking it up to the lubricant from the hopper. Hopefully there's enough to go around, but that's enough in there to get Murderbot back up and running, and it gives it an idea. It realized that the hopper is down because some wires burned out, and so Murderbot is going to use some of its own wires, some of its own spinal column, spinal nerve endings to fix the bad wiring. Mensah has to do the surgery. This is where you get the really good effects because she cuts it down to the spine, opens the spine up, grabs a nerve ending essentially, and then Murderbot uses that to fix the wires. Now, meanwhile, over at the colony, Labibi shows her true colors. She starts talking to Gurathin and says that she is from a colony where she is greatly in debt. Deltfall bought her indenture from her original colony, so she has 4 years to pay it off. She went on this mission because it's hazardous, and so she's tried to get it off early. She also mentions that she wants to buy like a license to have a child. It really feels like she's tugging at the heartstrings of this crew. Now, she mentions that their maps, the Deltfall maps, had parts where the had parts that were missing, and when they went there, that's when all the trouble started. The scientists that went to explore those parts got attacked, and then when they got back, the second units turned on them. Now, she tries to get Gurathin to give her access to the hub system. She wants the data that this mission has pulled. Gurathin says no, and then she pulls a gun on him and takes the rest of the crew hostage. When Gurathin doesn't give her access, she shoots him in the leg. She really wants that data. It seems like she's going to use that data to get credits, but then she also says she doesn't work for Deltfall, and we'll find out who she works for soon enough. So I'm not sure if her story was right, like she was bought an indenture and is working for some other company that now she needs credits for, or if that whole thing was a ruse and she is just greedy and wants credits. Maybe she's part of like some sort of space pirate organization that is just trying to get that data to sell to the highest bidder for credits. We don't know. We would presumably find out later, but something happens. Labibi, after she says she doesn't work for Deltfall, I think it was Arada, said, when Murderbot gets back, they're going to beat you up, essentially. And Labibi's like, your second is dead, and so is Mensah. And she set the bomb at the emergency beacon to ensure that that happened. But at that moment, the second unit shows up, Labibi takes Gurathin hostage, and the second unit blows her head off. The crew are shocked by this. Some of them have some strange reactions, but he did save them, so yay. I don't think they liked that Labibi was murdered right in front of them, even though she had ill intentions. Now, they can't mourn too much because they have to move. Labibi said that the rest of her crew was coming, and so they have to get out of the hopper. They have to get in the hopper. They have to get moving. They have to leave this colony. So while this is happening, Murderbot goes and repairs itself with the 3D printer. It repairs its nerve ending. But as it's doing this, it comes to a realization. It really liked shooting Labibi. Maybe it got a taste for that. We will see. We will see what happens next, because that is the end of Murderbot. So, what questions do we have? Well, who was Labibi really working for? That is a big question. We don't know. She never was able to find out. She was never able to say because she was killed. Probably some sort of like pirate organization, maybe some sort of rival corporation that's trying to undermine the company, but we don't know. We'll find out. Seems like Labibi's organization was the same as that dark second unit that we saw earlier. Hopefully that will become clear in the next few episodes. Again, who is sabotaging this program and why? And is Murderbot's aggression from, their own enjoyment of it, or is it that hostile program earlier that maybe still has some tendrils in there and is causing Murderbot to enjoy killing? We don't know. We don't know. We'll find out later. So that is Murderbot episode 6. Like I said, definitely check it out. The series has been really good. I'm enjoying it, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So if you do see it, let me know what you think. Let me know what you like and didn't like. I'd love to hear it. And thanks so much for watching. If you like this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.